Yo, 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 what up, everyone? It's your boy Mellow Flows. We're here for another race, another Mega Man 6 race, with our friends Itchy the Kitty versus MadMegaX. And this is going to be a close one. It's going to be a real good one. So let me just give our runners the green light to go, and we'll get started. Just hold on a second. Okay, the timer is about to begin, so we're going to be starting in about 15 seconds. So good luck to both of our runners. Like I said, this is going to be a really close match. Might go to a game 3. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I know both of these runners have taken kind of a break from this game recently, but they're definitely a force to be reckoned with. Let me just double check their PBs real quick. Okay, so Itchy has a 36.08, and Mad Mega has a 35.44. So yeah, really close. This can go either way. Okay, so it looks like our runners have reset and they're about ready to start now. So again, good luck to both of them. This is a round 2 match in the tournament. You can do !MM6 to see the bracket and find out more. The winner of this is going to face either Papatdot, who is the world record holder of this game, or Timelink. That match hasn't been scheduled yet. So to start things off in this run, we go to Windman because the Buster fight against him is pretty easy. He's always accessible to be hit with the Buster for the most part, and weapons don't really speed up the stage or the fight. So you're really not losing anything by just going through this stage with just your Buster and not menuing at all, because menuing to switch your weapons it's very time consuming in Mega Man 6, so it's got to be really worth it for you to switch off of your Buster. So we just need to mash down a lot of pandas, and some of the pandas are kind of in some tricky positions, or at least they seem tricky when you try to go fast. But I love the way this stage is routed. Some other contenders for being a first stage in this game is Heat. Sorry, not Heat, because it's not Mega Man 2. Take away my Mega Man 6 license. Flame Man. Flame Man first is a route, as well as Nightman first. And while you could get pretty competitive times doing those routes, this is undoubtedly the fastest route, Wind first. So as you can see in the Wind fight, it's a pretty simple Buster fight. We want to get charge shots as quickly as we can. You can have a charge shot ready to go pretty much around the time his iframes wear off, if you can do what we call the Wind Dance, which is basically just sliding Mega Man back and forth, doing short slides. And for some reason, every time you reverse your slide to cancel your slide in this game, you charge by 1 frame faster. So just do that as fast as you can, and you will get your charge shot faster. And speaking of slide chains, that's what this game is all about. Unlike Mega Man 3 through 5, where you can freely jump out of your slide at any point, except for 3. For 3, you need to slide for at least, I think, 6 frames until you can jump. In Mega Man 6, you can't jump out of your slide at all. You could only jump once your slide completes or is interrupted by hitting a wall or something. But since we need to slide all the time, what we do is we slide cancel when we need to jump. And you can do that by 2 different ways. You can turn cancel, which is simply press the opposite direction of which you're sliding, and that will stop your slide so you can then jump. Or you can do what's called an A cancel. And to do that, you just press A. So if you're completely unfamiliar with sliding in Mega Man, or Mega Man in general, to do a slide, you have to press down and A. So to do an A cancel, you have to make sure you've released the down button, and then just tap A. It doesn't really matter which one you do, it's mostly preference. I believe you lose a frame for turn cancels versus A cancels. But, you know, that's moving optimally already, and this is a very difficult game to get your movement done optimally. It's just really input heavy compared to some of the other Mega Man games. Not only does it have the slides, but you have your slide cancels, which almost doubles the amount of inputs you have to put in. 8 frames to jump out of Mega Man 3 slides. Thank you, Brett. Yeah, who knows Mega Man 3 stuff? Oh, so yeah, I barely even got to talk about Flame Man Stage. It's actually a really fun stage. I'm sure you notice all of the slide canceling going on, and it's a pretty volatile stage because at that last room there, those flame boys can drop flames on those oil pits, and that's instant death if you touch the fire. So we didn't see any of that, so these runners are still in good shape. And after wind, we're pretty much just going in the weakness route. So flame was weak to wind, and blizzard is weak to flame. So now we're in Blizzard Man Stage. And this is an ice stage, so we deal with ice physics here. And it's a little interesting in Mega Man 6 since we have to do slide cancels in this game. If you do your turn cancels on top of ice, you will whip around in the opposite direction, almost negating all that sliding that you just did. So A cancels are the preferred method of slide canceling in this stage. That way you could retain all of the distance that you covered from your slide, and keep your forward momentum. Okay, so Itchy takes a death in what we call the butter room, the submarine room, to a very notorious pit. It's called the Margarine Pit. There's a lot of silly names in this game, but that pit has claimed so many Mega Man lives. Now we have some pretty good sync, although Itchy does have the menu to flame, and we can see how long that takes. But that death is very common, and it's right after the checkpoint room, so it's not that devastating of a death. Also, the respawns in Mega Man 6 are pretty fast in comparison to the prior games. So Blizzard Man is pretty heavy in terms of RNG. He can choose to do this rolling pattern, which we're seeing here for both runners, and while he's rolling, he is invulnerable to attack, so you kind of have to just wait it out. If you can, you want to have him roll to a wall that he's closer to, so that the roll can end faster. Also, you want your bosses to generally die at the sides of the room, so that their explosion bubbles despawn off of the screen, because if you get all of it on screen, it causes a bunch of lag. And we want to get them on the right side of the screen when they explode, because for whatever reason, if Mega Man is on the right side of the screen, there's less lag. And I mean all the way up, all the way in the right, in the corner. Alright, so now we are in Plant. And this is probably one of the hardest robot stages in the game. And well, it really depends on what strat you go for, as that kind of determines the difficulty for any stage. But there's a strat in the very last room of this stage called Platforms, and it's very dangerous to go for. It saves a good chunk of time, but it also loses so much time if you die there. I honestly hope that both of these runners don't go for it. Just play it safe. And maybe I'm saying that because I just failed Platforms yesterday. So this mini boss here, the gorilla, he's a really simple one. You kind of just want to jump mash. If you can jump mash, then I envy you. You can probably kill him in one jump, but our runner's doing it in 2 jumps. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, MadMega went for the platform. He jumped on what Itchy's now opening with the Buster. He jumped on it while it was closed, which you can do, but you only have 2 pixels to land on it, and then you only have like a few frames to then move and jump off of it. And I think there's a dead frame somewhere in there. So MadMega brought all the way back to the checkpoint room as Itchy, who did the safe Buster strat by opening up those platforms, is now at Plantman. Okay, he's gonna switch to Buster and do the Buster strat this time around. Okay, it doesn't look like Itchy got the plant manip. Plantman is one of the... is he? Yeah, I guess he's the only boss in this game that you could manipulate. I never actually thought about that. There's a way to deboost on Plantman, and it's pixel perfect. Well, there's 2 pixels, so it's whatever you call that. You have 2 pixels to deboost inside of him, and if you're on the right spot, he will just run back and forth without putting his shield back on. And that'll allow you... Okay, MadMega got it. Since Plantman did the jump towards the right wall at the start of the fight, there's a free setup to get the plant manip. I didn't see what jump Itchy got. He probably got the left jump if he didn't get the manip. But yeah, the right jump is completely free. You just do a neutral slide, and that sets you up perfectly to be at the 2 pixels that we need. And you can see MadMega was free to get in. I think he got 5 shots in while his shield was down, so a lot of damage in a short amount of time. I think that actually caught him up quite a bit, so now we're going into Tomahawk stage. Tomahawk is one of the easier stages. There's not a lot of pits or spikes. It's pretty chill. It's a beautiful stage. Look at this sunset on Itchy's screen. And this game being at the end of the NES life, it's really well done and polished. You could see that the developers have gotten a grip on what they can and can't do on the NES. There's not that much lag in this game compared to the previous Mega Man games, and it's just visually stunning, and of course the audio, the OSTs, bangers back to back. So Mega Man 6 is one of the few games in 1 through 6, or in the series, I should say, that has a 100% category, and 2 of the things that in 100% is acquired in this stage. You might have noticed that some of the stages have alternate paths. There's 4 stages that have alternate paths, and if you take them, it'll lead you to a different boss gate. You'll still meet the same boss, the same Robot Master, but upon beating him, you'll earn a letter. If you get all 4, it'll spell beat, and you get that cute little blue bird that we know from Mega Man 5. Unfortunately, he got nerfed very badly since Mega Man 5, and he's pretty useless in this game. And there's, in the 100% routes, there's also a location here in Tomahawk stage where you can meet Proto Man. And if you do that, you will get the energy balancer, which refills your weapon energy even if you have Buster equipped or Jet equipped or POW equipped when you pick up the weapon ammo. Oh yeah, so Jet and Pal. Haven't even talked about Jet and Pal. That's one of the biggest differences in this game. Unlike riding your dog, you wear him. You wear him as a jetpack, or you wear him as punching gloves, or whatever you want to call that. If you wear him as a jetpack, you could fly for a brief moment, and it refills once you land. So you don't have to worry about weapon energy. Same thing with POW. You can charge up your punch and break those cracked walls that we're seeing all over the places. And you don't have to worry about weapon energy. And POW is actually a really strong weapon in terms of damage. It's a good backup for all of the bosses if you run out of the weakness weapon. Okay, and Yamato, it could be a little dangerous at the start, but towards the end, it's pretty chill. Tomahawk and Yamato are kind of like the breather stages. It really ramps up. I mean, it's kind of heavy at the start with Flame, Blizzard, and Plants, and then it ramps up after this with Night and Centaur. And I'm just talking about Robot Masters. Okay, so the Yamato fight, it's a pretty interesting one. He only has two patterns. He could either shoot his spear at you straight on, or he could jump in the air and shoot multiple spearheads at you. And the rule in this game is a Robot Master can only do two of the same things in a row, and then it must choose the other one. The only exception for that is Nightman. So since Yamato only has two patterns, if he does two of them in a row, you know he's going to do the other one next. So MadMega got the straightforward shot. Okay, he got two jumps. Now the next one is going to be the straightforward shot. So you can kind of anticipate where he's going to be and whether or not you can shoot him, because his weakness, the Tomahawk, kind of arcs up. So you kind of got to get used to the trajectory of that and how exactly to fire it. Okay, so like I said, things ramp up here. Nightman Stage, look at all these spikes right above. Oh my! Okay, he did the super slide. That's. I don't know if Itchy was trying to get the D boost. No, he actually mashed down the first spike mole. So he wasn't even trying to do the D boost strat. There's a lot of different strat variations to get past the spike ceiling in one cycle. Itchy did a variation of what's called the super slide, where if you slide under those spikes and you are now at the point where if the slide ends, you will be touching the spikes, Mega Man 6 will just allow your slide to continue until you have the space to stand up. So your slide will actually be extended. Unfortunately, Itchy takes a death here in the barrel room. That's another very common death. Mega Man 6 physics are kind of I don't want to say annoying because I love this game, but it's a bit unfair. A lot of times you're jumping onto a platform, and while most of the times you definitely cleared the gap and you will land on the platform, but sometimes Mega Man 6 just pushes you off, just says no, not this time, and you get clipped. You just get pushed right off of the platform you tried to land on. I don't know, is Mega Man's toes not made of metal or something? Does he have like fleshy toes or something? Because his toes are pretty useless a lot of times. Yeah, and it happening at that particular jump across the spikes is very common because you want to get over the spikes, obviously, but you want to get under the bullet from those annoying barrel enemies. I could call them annoying. Those guys are annoying. Oh, it wasn't a clip? Okay. I looked over and saw the death in that room and assumed it was a clip because, yeah, clipping in that room is way too easy. Okay, so the Nightman fight, pretty simple with the Yamato Spear. It goes right through his shield. If you choose to do this stage first, in the Night First route, you have to do that with Buster, and you have to shoot under his shield when he jumps, or wait for him to fire his mace ball at you. Okay, Centaur Man Stage. I don't know about you guys, but some reason, I just love this track the most, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, this stage is the water stage, and they really mix things up. It's not just water that you jump into, it's water that you jump... well, water could be above you, is what I'm trying to say. You'll see in this room that Itchy is about to enter. It's one of the hardest stages in this room, actually. And let's see what strat he goes for. Okay. Oh, he's going for... Okay. There's a way to go over the spikes that he just went over by only having to do 1D boost. He did the 2D boost, which is a lot safer because he didn't get the reverse D boost on that enemy. Okay, so Mad Mega coming up to the same room. Yeah, the water is above you in this room. Okay, he does the safer strat where he jumps into the water. Ah, yeah, I was gonna say that's definitely the safer strat because you have more time to get onto the spikes with your iframes, do a slide, and jump out of it. Oh my... okay. Okay, I guess Itchy's... yeah, what Itchy did was the safest one because you do the D-boost right there at the edge. But Mad Mega's... it should have worked out, but I think an in-play got eaten because for some reason it's hard to like get your slide inputs going as fast as possible once you're on the spikes, and then again to jump out of that slide. Okay, so Itchy with a sub-20 kill on Centaur, pretty good. With the Centaur fight, there's some RNG in this as well. He can choose to teleport, which causes him to disappear, so you can't attack him for like 2 seconds or 1 second. I don't know. It feels like an eternity. So what you want to see is... oh, never mind, he teleported. He got the good pattern at first with the bullet on Mad Mega's side, but then he teleported. Okay, so they're both out of robos in the 20-minute time. So Itchy's on to the Mr. X stages because, as we all know, Dr. Wily is in prison, and this dude, Mr. X, says that he was actually manipulating Dr. Wily this whole time. He was the mastermind this entire time. So now we have to go get him. And we get to see the utilization of Jet and Pow and how they are integrated in the run. As you can see here, we can't slide when Jet or Pow is equipped, but we stay on it for the entirety of this Grasshopper room because we need to break something with our punch at the beginning and the end. And like I said, the menus in this game take forever, so it's actually worth to just walk. Alright, so we're coming up to the rounder fight. There's two enemies in this boss fight. Their hitbox is a bit wonky. It's right on the center of their sides, as their corners are invulnerable to attacks. So the easiest way to hit them with Flame, especially since Flame kind of just goes down, is to just drop the Flame pillars on the floor, and as the pillars form, the rounder will just slide right into it, and the hitbox will come in contact with the Flame pillar. So you can just put it on the ground or the wall and let the rounders come into contact with the hitbox and not have to worry about aiming. Alright, so that's a pretty good fight from both of them for the rounder. Itchy is now an X2. It can be a scary stage. And that's because we have all of these... well, it depends on how comfortable are you with your slide cancels. If you're not too comfortable, it's perfectly fine walking on some of these platforms. And as Itchy approaches the boss, this is another reason why this stage can lose you a lot of time. This boss is... his movement is completely RNG. He can go up and down on this wall there, and his weakness is Tomahawk, so everything has to align perfectly. The stars have to align for you to be able to hit him. Itchy's making it look really easy. Oh, and did I mention that just like every other Mega Man game, your weapons, your ammo does not refill in between stages after the Robot Masters. So you really have to manage your weapon energy precisely to make sure you have enough weapon energy for all of the refights and for Mr. X at the very end. Yes, Mr. X. And Mad and Mega reading the Power Piston's movements quite well. Very good. I think both of them handled that fight very well. Okay, so Itchy is now in X3. This is the jet stage. We're going to be using jet a lot to get across those seesaws because while it's possible to do it with Buster equipped, it's kind of tricky. And what's interesting is those first set of seesaws that we just passed actually affect the next set that we're going to see here. They're in the exact same positions, so however you leave the first set is how these will appear. So if you're doing Buster only or POW %, you really want to keep that in mind, since you can't use Jet like Itchy is right here. Okay, Itchy got the bad RNG from that last enemy here next to the door, but he was aware and he flew over it. If you're greedy, you could try to you could fly a little lower to try to get to the boss gate faster, but if you get that RNG, he'll just shoot you out of the sky. And if you take damage when you're flying with Jet, you just fall straight down. After your knockback animation, you can start to Jet again, but usually by that time you're dead. There's not enough space. I didn't even have enough time to talk about that fight. Matongar Z, a little Met driving that big, whatever you want to call that, and you just punch him in the face. His weakness is Blizzard, but Blizzard is extremely slow and it'll use way too much of your ammo, so POW works just fine as long as you can release your punch at the peak of your jump, because everything else is invulnerable. And the RNG for the Matongar Z fight is really important too. He can choose to charge back and forth like what he just did to Mad Mega, and contact damage does a ton of damage against him. Okay, but he's out, so we're fine. Still a pretty close race, as we're here in X4 now. So Itchy doing pretty well. We use the Night Crush in this stage because of its ability to be shot in different angles, especially since it boomerangs around and comes back to you. There's a lot of different ways we can kill stuff in this stage. Night in general is a really good weapon along with Flame in this game. Okay, so we're gonna take some D-boosts so we can get through this. Itchy's health is a bit low, I'm kind of worried. Alright, as he comes into the Mr. X fight, his weakness is Flame or POW. POW is the safer strat, but of course you have to be close to punch him, so it's very easy to take that contact damage like that. Another contact damage will kill Itchy. I think even a pink ball will kill him too. Okay, we're fine. Is this the English version? It is, the US version. My scheme for world domination has failed, D. Alright, looks like Mad Mega might have made up some time coming up to the Mr. X fight. Oh, and yeah, it's still Dr. Wily, by the way. That old man back at it again. So if Mad Mega could get a cleaner fight, he could make up some time here. There's a... oh, okay. Dang. Yeah, he took contact damage, so that's gonna be a death there. The hitbox of the Wrecking Ball that Mr. X is in is really weird. It's not a square or a circle at all. It's actually a T. It's kind of like his eyes, his nose, and his chin area. So it's very misleading looking at the sprite. Hey, another failed G. Okay, so now we know the real bad guy is Dr. Wily. I kind of like that Mr. X guy though. Anyways, here we are in Wily 1. It's a pretty short stage. There's a shortcut that you can do, which I didn't get to talk about because Itchy is way too fast. But we'll see Mad Mega do it. During one of those falling screens, you need to use your jet to stop falling and come over to the right side of the screen, and there's a breakable wall. Okay, so here with the Megazorus fight, it's one of the most irritating boss fights because the frequency of the platforms he gives you is RNG, so he could just have you wait there forever. And when you're finally up there, his hitbox is really weird. The way it interacts with his weakness, Yamato Spear, it's possible for your Yamato Spear to just completely go over his hitbox because Yamato travels at a certain speed and the hitbox is only a certain amount of pixels wide, so I don't remember exactly, but it's possible for the Yamato to just pass right over it. And the hitbox is also surrounded by invulnerable spots. Okay, look, we got some frame drops on Mad Mega String. I thought there was a death there for a second, but it's fine. Wily 2 here, where Itchy is. It's a pretty simple stage and boss fight. It is possible to lose a bunch of time here, depending on how fast you try to push yourself. Especially in this last room here. These mad nerds, what we call them, they require 2 hits. Even if you have like a full charge, you have to hit them with twice, like a full charge and a lemon. So it's not based on like their health or anything. They just need 2 hits of something. So they're pretty interesting enemies. And since the boss here is weak to wind, we like to menu to wind at some point in that room. And if you really want to push for the fastest times in that room with wind, you're required to shoot the mad nerds and then slide underneath them while they float up from the wind, which is really dangerous because their hitbox is still active as they're being carried by wind. Okay, alright, Mad Mega is going through Wily 3. We could see bits and pieces of it. Itchy is... Wily 2, sorry. Itchy is here in Wily 3, which is the refight stage. And just like many others, we have a little stage before we get to the teleport room with all of the refights. And Itchy handled that pretty well. So now we're just gonna fight all the bosses. Unlike Mega Man 5, we do have to fight all the bosses. There's no refight skip. Also, unlike Mega Man 1, we have to fight each and every one of these again. And if we did everything correctly in the castle stages, we should have enough ammo for all of them. Yeah, I think you're right, Squidman. Yeah, 6 pixels. 6 pixels, wait, per tick? Like per frame? not per frame. Something. Forget it. I'm done. So yeah, the refights in this game are pretty simple. You just go either clockwise or counterclockwise, whatever your preference is. Do the appropriate menus. There's really no other way of optimizing these refights. Some of the other Mega Man games make you go in really interesting, different teleport rooms that aren't clockwise or counterclockwise at all because of the menus and because of soft weaknesses. But in this game, we just use the primary weakness for all of the bosses and just menu however we need to. Okay, so, Alright, Mad Mega is also in his refights. Can't really tell what's going on. Okay, he's on flame right now. Itchy gets a teleport. 2 teleports, so that's the worst. Oh, he got frozen. Okay, he got flashed from Centaur. You're not supposed to see that because he'll only flash the screen if either you or him are not in iframes. So it's definitely preventable to get flashed. And he ran out of ammo because iframes, I think, and also missing some shots due to him teleporting. So that'll allow Mad Mega to catch up a bit, possibly. Looks like he's fighting wind now. Alright, so 2 more bosses for Itchy. Let's see if he could get the plant manip now. Oh, he got another left jump, so... And he missed menus to flame. Okay, wait, okay, he got the plant manip. See, Plant Man is running back and forth for a few cycles before he puts his plant barrier back on. So that allowed Itchy to save some cycles on Plant Man. Okay, Mad Mega has 3 bosses left, and this is Itchy's final refight. And you want to be really careful on your Yamato refight because the Tomahawk weapon is the only weapon you're going to need from this point on, as it is the weakness for Wily. Oh, and Itchy gets the Papat jump to exit the teleport room. Jumping from that top left teleporter to that top center teleport platform is actually really tight. I don't know if it's pixel perfect, but it might be. Okay, so like I said, Tomahawk is the weapon you need, so we're going to top it off right here with this ammo refill. We're going to kill this enemy here, and as long as we did that correctly, we have enough ammo for all of Wily's 3 phases with 2 extra shots to spare. So, something would have to go really badly for Itchy to lose this at this point. Either run out of Tomahawk. He did miss a shot there. He's still allowed 1 more miss. If he does run out of ammo, which I don't think he will, Knight is a good backup. Okay, so we are on the capsule phase. Time is on the final hit. His health is really low. Just gotta watch out. Oh! He's getting some bad RNG, bad spawns. He has exact ammo. He's fine. He's fine. There we go. Okay, wow. So Itchy finishes with a 37-12. Right as Mad Mega enters the boss fight. I mean, the Wily fight. Okay, and just as I was switching audio to Mad Mega, he completes his run at 38 minutes. So GG's to both of them. That was one of the closer races that we've had in this tournament so far, for sure. So everyone give it up to our runners. Itchy takes the first race. We are going to prepare for the second race, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, we got our next race room ready to go. We're just going to give our runners a few minutes to take a break, get ready for the next race. That was a really close one. Okay, we've given our runners the green light. They are both ready. So the second race is about to begin. Let's wish our runners another round of good lucks. And hopefully we get another close one. That was a real good nail biter. Okay, the runners are resetting, so that means we are about to go. Okay, so again, we are here at Wind First. Like I said in the first race, this is the fastest route, as opposed to Flame First or Night First, which are also some routes that you might find on the leaderboards. But Wind First is definitely the fastest, and that is because we have a perfectly fine time with the Buster. Well, sometimes things could go wrong in this room, the improv room. We call it the improv room because, well, like what we saw on Itchy's side, if anything goes wrong, you are forced to improvise, and that almost never works out. MadMega getting out of the improv room just fine, and like I said, the Buster is perfectly fine for this stage because you can mash everything down, and menus take way too long in this game, where any other weapon, while it might be fun to use, it doesn't save time, unfortunately. Okay, switching to MadMega's audio for the time being. Looks like Itchy took a death here in the flippy... Oh, another death in the flipping platform room. Luckily it is the checkpoint room, so while they are pretty bad time losses, it's not as bad as it could be. It's not like dying like right before a boss gate. So that's gonna put Itchy pretty far behind in this first stage. 3 deaths. The first death in the improv room is a pretty costly one because it's so far. It's right before the checkpoint, so that death made him go back to the very beginning of the stage. So MadMega coming out of the Wind Fights at, what is this, 2:24? So MadMega has a little nice lead to start off this race early on. Let's see if he can hold on to it. I'm not sure how long MadMega has been running this game. I know he is one of the veterans. So even though he hasn't been playing recently, he definitely still has it for sure. He kind of just came out because I was badgering him to join this tournament. Okay, so Itchy coming out of the Wind fight with the teleport of, what was that, a 310? 309? So yeah, he lost a good amount of time with those deaths there. MadMega sliding across the oil here. What we want to do, he didn't get to do it in the last race, but we want to make sure we kill those flame tellies so we can slide through the oil without worrying about them dropping a flame and lighting the oil on fire. And if the oil pits get lit on fire, that is instant death. It's the same thing as spikes. And you might hear some runners complain about this game about jumps being eaten, your jump input. You might press A, but you won't jump. Instead, you'll just walk off the ledge that you tried to jump off and die. And there are some conditions in this game where your jumps get eaten. We're aware of them, so if you get used to it, you can't avoid it. This stage is notorious for jumps getting eaten because one of the requirements, or one of the conditions for your jumps getting eaten, is something like an animation, like the oil pit getting lit on fire. If you try to jump on the same frame that it gets lit on fire, your jump won't work. So like what Itchy just got right at the end there. If you tried to jump, right when that oil pit got lit, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't have worked. And there's some other conditions where your jump input gets eaten, and it's a bit unfortunate, but it happens. But since these runners are very familiar with the game, I don't think... Well, I mean, I'm not going to commentate or curse. It could definitely happen. It still happens to me. That's for sure. But both of our runners out of Flame Man Stage and into Blizzard again. The ice physics. I didn't get to speak on it, but in the first room of Blizzard Man Stages... Oh, and also right here, you can see the benefits of A canceling as opposed to turn canceling on top of ice. Because you can turn around, or you can stop your slide without ruining your forward momentum on that ice. And Itchy's about to do it here, yes. See, he slid, then he canceled his slide, the ice kept him moving towards the right, then he was able to turn around and get a reverse D-boost. Very technical stuff, you guys. Okay, and here, this very last room with the bombs, there is a trick to get past those last two bombs on the right without having to explode them by simply going underneath them. Yes, it's possible to just go right underneath them and slide under it, even though there's no floor there. Because this game has a lot of wacky... Whoa, Itchy! This game has a lot of wacky subpixels, so... There's a chance that a subpixel might be there, which will allow you to stand underneath those two bombs for what is it, 1 frame? Which will allow you just enough time to put in a slide input and slide underneath them. But we're not going to risk that in a race. I mean, I know some people that would, but not this time. So yeah, doing what both of these runners just did, detonating both of those bombs to clear the way so you could get to the boss gate is what's recommended in a race. If you're going for world record, yes, you gotta do bomb skip. Or maybe you don't have to do it if you do everything else perfectly, but, you know, might as well. It's only the 3rd stage, just reset if you don't get the subpixel. And even if you do get the subpixel, you gotta actually be able to execute that slide on the right frame. Alright, so MadMega here in Plant Man Stage. Last race, he took a death to one of the hardest strats in the game, which is called Plant Forms. I feel like he's gonna go for them again. Itchy did the safe strat last race, and he switched off of Flame back to Buster so that he could open the platforms so that you can jump on them safely. Let's see what they do. Since it worked out for Itchy, I don't think he's going to change anything. He'll do the Buster strat. But for MadMega, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, he just finished the 2nd Gorilla mini-boss. So this is the final room of Plant Man. This is the room with the springs and what we call the plant forms. Those floating things there. It's possible to jump on them without opening them with your Buster. but it's very difficult. Okay, he is switching the Buster to open them up. I would say that's very wise. He has a lead, might as well not risk it. Like, if the race was close, and if he's watching, I don't know if he's watching the race, but like, if the race is close, then I would encourage platforms. Even though the race was close last time. I don't know. I always have this conflicted feeling about playing it safe versus just going all out. But it usually doesn't work out for me. Alright, so both of these runners doing the Buster strats, opening up those platforms, and hopefully Itchy will get to Plant Man safely, just like MadMega did. MadMega getting the plant manips, so you can see there he's gonna take him down in just 2 cycles. Let's see if Itchy can do the same. Unfortunately, Itchy gets the left jump, so it's not a free setup. You have to know exactly where to stand in his hitbox to get the plant manip. So he doesn't get it, so he's going to get all of these cycles with Plant putting up his plant barrier. Even if you don't get the manip, you can still get 3 shots in per cycle. It's pretty hard to do that, but getting 2 per cycle is it's the standard basically. So I don't think that went that bad. Of course, you want to get the plant manip. It's possible to get up to 6 hits with the plant manip in 1 cycle. MadMega getting 5, so yeah, he only needed 2 more hits on the 2nd cycle. It does help a lot, but perfectly fine. I only recently learned how to do the left jump manip on Plant Man. Alright, so now we're in the 2 chill stages, Tomahawk, followed by Yamato. So just enjoy the sunset, or is that a sunrise? I want to say it's a sunset. It's debatable. Oh yeah, so what I briefly talked about in the last race, the alternate routes, the alternate paths that you could take in these stages. Since you can earn beats by going to 4 different alternate routes, which lead you to 4 different boss gates, and there's also a different route here in Tomahawk Stage where you can meet with Proto Man to get the energy balancer. If you play this game and you missed that and you want to go back, if you revisit a stage in this game, it's really cool. The entire color palette of the stage is different, so all the colors are changed. It's really nice to look at. Some people even prefer the secondary, the revisit color palette. Okay, and MadMega having no problem with the Tomahawk fight. It can be a tricky fight because you're using the plant barrier, which obviously is a shield weapon, so you need to get right up close to Tomahawk. And to make things even more tricky it's an exact ammo fight. You have 7 shots only, and it takes 7 shots to kill him, so you really want to respect the iframes, which Itchy did not do. One of his shots got eaten up by Tomahawk's iframe, so now he doesn't have enough ammo and he had to switch to Buster. So if you run out of ammo, you can either switch to Buster or switch to PAL. Personally, I like to switch to PAL because the charge is faster. And if you do a full charge PAL punch, it knocks back the bosses and it kind of resets their pattern. I think it definitely knocks them back. I don't know what it does to their AI, but I like doing it. And you could also do half charge PAL punches, which does the same amount of damage. It does more damage actually, but it doesn't do the knockback. So it's a quick way of getting a good amount of damage in without long charge times. And Mega Man 6 the boss iframes, it's really long. If you're not used to it, like if you do like a marathon run or something, like Mega Man 1 through 6, it's so easy to mistime the boss's iframes and just disrespect it. It's way too long if you ask me, but it's part of the game. So Yamato Man is the only stage in where we take the alternate route. As you just saw Itchy switch the jet to take that ladder up here. It's the same place, same way that Mad Mega went. It's actually faster. All of the alternate routes to earn beats require the use of either jet or POW. And that's why we had to switch to jet here. This gets you to the boss, to this particular boss gate, much faster than the normal boss gate. I always wondered, like, is the boss just waiting for you to enter one of them, and then he just shows up in one, or is there like 2 of them or something? Because bosses, you know, they always have to descend from the sky, like all godly and stuff. So he could probably just do that in whichever room you end up in. If you go into the alternate route, like what we did for Yamato, the boss fight room is different than the normal room. It's nicer. Like that one in Yamato, it has a window. So just little details like that is pretty cool. So you can see on the stage select screen that there's a letter where Yamato Man's face used to be, indicating that we earned one of the beat letters. The only one we'll be getting. Okay, so Itchy here in Nightman Stage. I didn't get to see what strat Mad Mega did, but probably I think he did the deboost strat. Itchy getting through it this time. Well, yeah, he got through it last time as well. Yeah, he did the super slide. It's so easy to take a death in that room. Not only can you mistime your slide when the spike ceiling is low, you could also just not jump over the 2 tile wide spikes approaching the spike ceiling, because you're so busy trying to get there in time. Mad Mega having some trouble here in the bouncy castle. Alright, no deaths from Itchy in the barrel room. That's good. Those barrel enemies are pretty unique. Even if you take damage, you can't go through them. Like there's something about them, their sprite or whatever. You can't go through them. So even if you take a hit, you have to, especially that first one in the room, you have to kill him. You can jump on top of him, take some damage, and jump off, but that makes the jumps kind of tricky. And you'll take damage and lose time. Okay, so Mad Mega still holding on to his lead as we progress through the 8 Robo stages. It does look like Itchy kind of gained some time. Like when the lead first started, Mad Mega had more than a boss fight. He was ahead by more than a boss fight. Or is it exactly the same? I don't know. Alright, so here we are in Centaur Man Stage. A lot of different strats are used in this stage. It's really interesting to see all of them. Looks like Mad Mega uses a lot of the Buster strats. Most runners will have switched to Night by the time they're in the water, but if you know how to use the Buster strats, like that was really nice, that long room by Mad Mega. Now, of course, you only have 3 lemons to have on screen at a time, so you gotta make them count unless you want to stop. And Itchy went for Miracle Jump. The first screen of Centaur, I don't know if he did that in the first race, but wow. There's a jump in the first room of Centaur where you're jumping over a pit, and if you try to, you can also make that jump while you're jumping under an enemy that falls right above it. MadMega waited for that enemy. Itchy went for the squeeze, went over the pit and under the enemy, which is what we call Miracle Jump. And it's really tight to do. I don't know why he still has Buster equipped. There's definitely a mix-up of strats this stage now. A bit of safety and a bit of risky stuff. But everything worked out for MadMega, and Itchy is not too far behind him. And Itchy again with the ladder jump. This game has another unique feature, different from all of the other Mega Man games in the series, where you can perform what we call a ladder jump. Since ladders take painfully long time to climb, we always want to do a full jump and grab it as high as we can. But in this game, you can grab a ladder right at the bottom of it and climb downwards. And right before Mega Man lets go of the ladder, you get a standing frame. And during that time, you can actually input a jump. So theoretically, you could do this at any ladder that's hanging above the ground. If it touches the ground, you can't do it. But yeah, just grab the ladder low, climb down, and do the ladder jump. You get some extra height on that ladder. If you watch the TAS, it's all over the place. The TAS is ridiculous. Alright, so we are out of Robos again in the 20-minute mark, just like last race. Still pretty close, except this time MadMega is pulling ahead. So in X1 we get a mixture of the Jet and POW. And as you can see in this room, there's still alternate paths. We can choose to continue going upwards, or we could break this window here on the right. As far as speed concerns go, it's definitely faster to go in the right. And again, we cannot slide if we have POW or Jet equipped. But we will choose to keep POW equipped for the entirety of this room because we need to punch something again at the end. And menus in this game are way too long. I actually made a video comparison of keeping POW on versus switching to Buster while you traverse that room, and POW definitely won. But not by much, actually. And Itchy failed to punch the window properly, so he fell down and had to do the two rooms again. The screen transition time in this game is pretty slow, so it can be a significant time loss for like PB attempts and such. But they did both do the strat for the window that's completely safe. There is a strat where you can break the window slightly faster by doing a mini hop right underneath that spiked ceiling. But I think you only have 2 frames to pull it off. So it's just way too risky. I don't even do it in PB attempts. So MadMega pulling a little slightly further ahead here in X2. And we're going to do some calculated D-boost. We don't want to use too much of our Tomahawk ammo. It's a very important weapon in this game. And of course, we don't get our ammo refilled at the end of these castle stages, so we have to just manage our ammo wisely. And of course, we don't want to refill them because the refill animation costs time, and they're usually out of the way anyway. But since Tomahawk is a very important weapon, there are some places where we have routed in some ammo pickups, just because we absolutely need this weapon. Especially if we have a bad fight on this guy, Power Piston. That wasn't too bad. His ammo's still fine. He could do the normal route and still have enough ammo to get through the rest of the run. But yeah, this boss it's one of my worst bosses. personally. I always struggle with killing him fast, and I lose a bunch of ammo here because I just spam. I get a little trigger happy. Is he going up? Is he going down? What is he doing? Is he staying in one place? I don't know where to stand. And you'd think his hitbox is his whole body, but no, it's not. It's just the freaking light. Oh my god. Itchy. Oh, he has an E-tank. Alright, he's using his E-tank. Wait. And he's switching to night. Okay. I didn't see where his ammo was at, but obviously he was worried about his ammo. So if you can imagine doing this game Buster only or POW %, you have to fight that boss who can choose to stay all the way at the top and not let you hit him with Buster or POW. Sign up today. Okay, here in X3, this is the Jet stage. We're going to be utilizing Jet mostly, so we can traverse these huge gaps, these huge pits, while not having to deal with adjusting these seesaw heights. We can just fly over everything. Oh my god, Itchy. I think his jump got eaten there. Luckily, Jet is equipped, so he was able to just fly back up. So one of the other conditions where your jump can get eaten is if you turn around and jump. If you turn around and then try to jump on the second frame after turning around, your jump won't work. If you jump and turn around on the same frame, that's fine. Third frame, that's fine. Second frame, you're dead, probably. Alright, so MadMega having a pretty simple fight on Matongar Z. A lot of newer runners struggle with this fight because the strat requires you to use POW, as we see. And... oh no, Itchy! Oh my god. Alright, that's a big time loss. Because that was near the boss room. In the last room. I mean, near the boss gate. And when you're jetting, like jetting it's a pretty slow form of transportation horizontally. I'm pretty sure it's slower than walking. And of course, much slower than sliding. So MadMega getting a much more comfortable lead here in X4. X4 is one of the most dangerous stages in this run. Definitely a volatile point in the run. He is in the checkpoint room now, so this room here, the Colton room, it's a pretty difficult room to go fast in. A lot of people die in this room. Luckily, the checkpoint room is right before it. Okay, he did it pretty safe. Oh my god, Itchy, please. Okay. He got a favorable pattern at the end with the horizontal shot, so he knew exactly when he was safe to jump and hit him again. Alright, MadMega coming into the Mr. X fight safe and sound. His health is a bit low, but he should be fine. Last race, he did take a death to the Mr. X fight by taking too much contact damage. If you take contact damage from the mace ball, it does a lot of damage. I don't think he can afford another one. Yeah, I think he could have afforded a pink ball shot, but not contact. He could have chosen to slide to the boss gate before menuing to POW, just to not have to walk that hallway again. But it's easy to forget that after dying to Mr. X. Having a much better fight this time around. So we got another fail deep because Mr. X is Dr. Wily. And Mr. X doesn't have a PhD like Dr. Wily. But now he does, so everything else is spelled correctly. Alright, so MadMega, we're in the final stretch of the game. Wily 1 here. We're going to be using more Jet and more POW. Jet in this first screen because we don't want to have to punch everything down there and fight all those guys down there. But we do want to switch to POW as we fall down here. This stage is kind of like a tower. You're just falling down. And we want to start jetting here so that in this room we can make it to the side, switch to POW, and take this path, which is a shortcut. And you have to start jetting in the prior room. If you jet after the screen transition, you cannot make it. Your fall speed will be too fast. So it does take some getting used to. Newer runners tend to struggle with it, but just start jetting before the screen transition and you'll be fine. Other than that, it's a pretty simple stage. Just go down and then to the right. There's not that many enemies to fight. There's a ton of opportunity to pick up refills if you need them. Of course, it would cost some time to menu and acquire the weapon energy, but they're there. And Mad Mega, okay, so he just jumps and spams shots to ensure that one of those Yamato spears interact with the hitbox. That stupid hitbox. Alright, let's see how Itchy fares with the Mechasaurus fight. It's another boss fight where you can lose a ton of time. Also, waste a lot of Yamato ammo if your Yamato spear doesn't make contact with the hitbox. Alright, Mad Mega coming up to the only Yoku room in the game. Oh, and he fails the one jump, so he's switching to Jet to get back up there. If you fail getting up there before that first Yoku block disappears, you can choose the Jet, which is what Mad Mega did, or you can wait for the Yoku to do its whole cycle and repeat itself, which is kind of the same amount of time as the menus because the menus are so slow. Okay, Itchy doing, I think he did a safer fight closer to the wall. Since the way Yamato works, it can miss the hitbox of the Mechasaurus. We found certain spots certain horizontal spots to distances to be from Mechasaurus where it's likely where your Yamato will actually work. Alright, so despite the Yoku room for Mad Mega, he's still holding his lead very strong. Itchy getting the one jump. What, I don't know what they call that. The one Yoku jump. You could walk off the ledge in this game very far before you start falling in comparison to other Mega Man games, and that's especially true underwater. For whatever reason, you can walk so far off the ledge underwater before you're actually falling. So if you need to make a jump, a far jump, right off of the edge of a platform, you know, just go right up to the edge, you're fine. Maximize that jump. Especially for that Yoku jump. Okay, so Mad Mega getting through the stage portion of the Refights, and now he's in the teleporter room. And he's again going to be doing all of the bosses clockwise. Just clockwise. Nothing complicated with this game's boss fights, just either clockwise or counterclockwise, and menu as needed. And as far as I can tell, all of the previous fights went well, so Mad Mega shouldn't have any ammo issues. Of course, for this fight, Tomahawk, and the next fight, Windman, those fights are exact ammo, so you just want to respect the boss's iframes in between shots, not spam. And yeah, just do it just like that. So Windman's weakness is actually Centaur. We didn't get to see it because he's the first boss we take down, so we initially fought him with Buster. But yeah, his weakness is the Centaur Flash. Another reason why the Buster fight is perfectly fine for Wind First, for the Wind First route, is because you can see this flash, there's like a pause before it does damage. And it's pretty slow. Alright, so let's see. Centaur giving MadMega some bad RNG to start off the fight, getting a teleport right off the bat. He's getting some favorable RNG now. Looks like it's just the one teleport, so not too bad. I'm not sure if RNG... You know what? RNG might be able to save Itchy. If Nightman chooses to jump. Nightman is the only boss, the only Robot Master where he doesn't have to follow the two-pattern rule. He can choose to do the same thing over and over again if he wants. And he actually did something very nice for MadMega. He stayed in one place and shot his spears. That's exactly what you want. So MadMega kind of running away with it now. There's not much places left for him to make a mistake bad enough for Itchy to catch up, and there's not many places for the game to kind of steal this from MadMega either. So this should be, I would say it's in the bag. Oh yeah, Itchy getting some teleports from Centaur as well. MadMega getting another right jump from Plant Man, so that's another free setup for the Plant Manip. Very fortunate. Oh, looks like he only got 4 hits, so he's gonna have to take another cycle. 3-cycle Plant Man. And he chooses to fight Yamato second to last, which puts him in a position where he doesn't have to go for the Papat jump to exit. So it doesn't really make a difference. It only makes a difference if you go for Papat jump. Okay, Itchy getting the right side jump from Plant, so he should have a free time getting the Plant Manip as well. Maybe he could get 6 hits in? Almost, 5 hits. Uh-oh. But please get the 2-cycle. No! Still a 3-cycle. 4-cycle, uh-oh. Alright, so MadMega, topping off his Tomahawk ammo as he approaches the final boss fight against Dr. Wily himself. And yes, all 3 phases are weak to the same weapon, Tomahawk. So if you did everything right, you're allowed to miss 2 shots, which I think MadMega just missed his second one. So now he has exact ammo. Alright, Capsule, just like Mega Man 4 and 5, capsules can appear in different locations, and it's all RNG. Oh, this location there allows you to get a off-screen hit after he disappears. It doesn't look like MadMega did it. And he ran out of ammo, so he's going to switch to Night. Luckily he has a ton of Night, so he's fine. Night is the backup because it does 2 damage. Alright, so GG to MadMega taking the second race with a 37-36. Itchy right behind him, about to pass Eddie for the last time. Oh, and he transitioned the screen before we got to see what Eddie even had. That's good movement. Oh, wait, how many shots did he just shoot in the iframes there? Oh my god, and he just shot that one too soon. And okay, he definitely doesn't have enough ammo now. Yeah, it looks like he's too short. Oh, and this is the best spawn shot. You could get 3 hits there. Oh, wait, did he not get the off-screen hit? What? Did it not work? Why not? Does he not have Night? Wow, very nice spawns. Very, very fortunate for him to get those low spawns when he switched to Buster there. Alright, so he finishes with a 38-41. GG's to both runners. This is the first race in the tournament where we're going to see a game 3. Every single race before this has been a sweep. So again, GG's to our runners. We are going to prepare for our final race, the third race. This is, by default, the most hype race in the tournament so far, just because of the fact that it is Game 3. We're having a Game 3. Our runners are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be right back at it to finish this up. And did I mention that we have another race right after this, scheduled in 30 minutes from now? Between Asnil and Shadow, and I will also be commentating that. So a lot of Mega Man 6 for you tonight, and we got even more tomorrow. Yeah, I might have to commentate 6 races in a row. I didn't even think about that, but luckily I love this game. You guys are okay too. Some okay people in the Mega Man community. The Mega Man community is great, everyone. You need to check us out. Go to megamanleaderboards.net. megamanleaderboards.net. That's where you can find all of the speedrun times for all of the Mega Man games, not just classic Mega Man. Mega Man X, Mega Man 0, and all that other weird stuff. Thank you, Tired. Mega Man Soccer is also there. We also have all the Mega Man hacks. There's some really good Mega Man ROM hacks out there. Yeah, all that other weird stuff, like Mega Man Legends. Come on, that game it's just weird. Battle Network, weird. All of the handheld games, so weird. What even is Game Boy? And while you're checking out the leaderboards, you should join the Mega Man Discord, the classic Mega Man Discord, because that's where we play the classic Mega Man games, Mega Man 1 through 11. I mean, if you want, you could join the Mega Man X Discord too. They're alright. Okay, just give me a minute. We're going to be setting up the next race room, and we're going to get this final race beginning shortly. Okay, everyone, we are about ready to begin the last race. Let me just give our runners the heads up that the countdown will begin soon, and we'll be off. Alright, I just gave them the green light, so look out for them resetting the game. Oh, and the minus 15 on Itchy's timer is an integration from the race time GG, which is what's used to facilitate the race. I'm not sure why it doesn't do that to everyone, but it doesn't make a difference. Because there's a 15-second countdown before the race starts. Alright, so good luck to Itchy and Mad Mega. Race 3, guys, this is hype. Yeah, so you can see the countdown happening on Itchy's timer before it actually begins, which is really cool to see. Wait, what is happening? Itchy's in Yamato Man Stage. Okay, so I don't know if this couldn't have been intentional because it's all the way at the bottom left as opposed to Windman being at the top. How? Unless it was like up, up, left input or something. Something like that. So instead of going for a game over, because there's really... Yeah, well, there was a pit close by. Doing this Buster only... Oh, he's gonna have to take the bottom route also. Because he doesn't have Jet. Okay, so, like true Buster only fashion, Itchy taking the bottom route in Yamato Man because he has nothing. He has no Jet, no POW, no other weapon. So he's forced to do this route, which you hardly ever get to see, honestly. I think Itchy is familiar with the Buster only strats anyways, so he's perfectly fine. Itchy runs ROM hacks too, he's very versatile. Wow, so even with that route, getting to the boss gate before the Windman boss, it just goes to show that it is a shorter stage. Of course, it's not a faster route, but wait, so is Itchy gonna go to Night next? No, because he won't have... Wait, he could actually. You don't need Flame for Night or Centaur. So yeah, he could choose to go to Wind and just start where he should have, or go to Night now that he has Yamato Spear. I mean, Yamato Spear. So they're both getting out of their boss fights roughly around the same time. Let's see where Itchy... Okay, he is going to Night, so yeah, new route. He's gonna just follow the boss weakness from here on out since he started with Yamato. Night is next, then Centaur, and then he'll go to Wind and follow what Mad Mega's doing. So Mad Mega doing the traditional route of Wind first. So he's gonna get Flame early. Flame is a very strong weapon, and we use it throughout a lot of other robot stages. Okay, Itchy doing... Oh yeah, right. Since he doesn't have Jet, he's gonna do this strat. If you pause during that spike ceiling, it actually continues to move. So if it's low and you're worried about getting squashed, getting killed by the spikes, you could pause and it'll go back up. And by the time you unpause, so you're fine. And since he doesn't have a jet, like he chose to just do the Yamato spear strat, which arguably is a perfectly competitive strat, even though you don't have jet to just skip those next rooms. You have to actually like traverse it by using the ladders and stuff. It's not much slower because you have to eventually switch to Yamato spear anyways because it's the weakness for Nightman. And again, the menus in this game are really slow, so if you could just menu once straight to the boss weakness and make it work for the stage, it's actually not that bad, even if you have to climb ladders as opposed to jetting past them. So it would appear that Itchy is in the lead. They're both on their second boss. Oh, I'm sorry, not Mad Mega, but Itchy's like holding really closely because from here on, like he could do the same strats that he's used to, as if he didn't make a mistake on the state select at all. So if he executes the stages even in this route, like he can definitely take the lead. Alright, so Mad Mega now in Blizzard Man Stage. A lot of people find this to be one of the most fun stages. You either hate it or you love it. I love it. I love the ice physics. I love Butter Room. The people that go for bomb skip probably hate this stage because since it's sub-pixel dependent, it's very reset heavy. But I'm not fast enough where I need to go for bomb skip yet, so I don't have to worry about sub-pixel shenanigans, and we shouldn't have to worry about that in these races either. Wow, both of these runners really good with the Buster strats in the first half of Centaur stage. I was never good at that. I always did the Night strats, since you're able to shoot Night Crusher in an angle. So we got the ice stage and the water stage. Ooh, yo, Itchy doing the frame perfect reverse D-boost on that Roland guy. You can slide into enemies and then do a frame perfect turn, take damage with your back so you get the reverse knockback. It's frame perfect, it's really cool. As now, Itchy went Yamato first. It might be the first time in history. Alright, so Mad Mega getting a few rolls as expected. Blizzard Man is never nice. He does have 3 patterns. He could walk, he could do his snowflakes, or he could roll. So it is possible to get no rolls, but the chances of that is extremely low. And Itchy getting the best pattern. He gets 2 walking patterns from Centaur, no teleports. Okay, so Mad Mega coming into Plant Man Stage. Again, in the first race, he went for platforms, and that killed him. Possibly might have given up the first race due to that. So he did the safe strat in the second race, and he won that. So I assumed that he would do the safe strat again, since it worked out for him in the second race. Okay, so now that Itchy's finished with Centaur, which is normally the 8th, the final Robot Master, he's going to Windman, which is our first Robot Master, because Centaur is the weakness for wind. But it's not going to be any help in the stage, so he's going to be doing the regular Buster strats as if it was the first stage anyways. You know what, I don't even know, yeah, he's probably going to switch to Centaur for the boss fight, might as well. I actually don't know how much faster it is compared to the Buster fight, since You have to wait for iframes anyways, and Centaur Flash has that delay for each shot. So I've never seen a comparison on the wind fight with Centaur Flash versus Buster, but from what I could gather, it's probably about the same. Which is another reason why wind first is such a good route. Okay, so MadMega getting across the platforms, the platform room safe and sound into the Plant Man fight. He got the left jump. Oh, and he did the manip. Perfect. So he's gonna get some free shots. Looks like he only got 3 shots in, so he's gonna still get quite a few extra cycles here. Okay, Itchy did switch to Centaur Flash, so he's going to just hopefully respect iframes. No! Yeah, Centaur Flash is an exact ammo fight, so you gotta respect the iframes. Still a really close race, both of them just getting out of their 4th robot. Going into their 5th, MadMega going into Tomahawk, so he's gonna have a nice chill time. While Itchy goes to Flame, and might die, because Flame. Okay, I think I should stop saying stuff like that, just in case they're listening. I don't want to psych them out. But yeah, Flame is a really fun stage in terms of movement. There's a ton of 2-tile wide platforms, so it requires you to do a lot of slide cancels, or you could walk it and play it safe. But if you slide off, you're either going into a pit or oil, and that oil might be lit on fire. So, especially with this pit here, you want to make sure you kill those 2 flame tellies before they have a chance to drop any flames. You do need that 1 Roland to turn into the cloud there, because you need that height to get out of that oil. And, okay, Itchy coming into the last room of Flame. It's a really long room. MadMega just about entering the final room in Tomahawk. So, okay, that might have been unintentional for Itchy to go down there, but might as well get the E-Tank since... Oh my god! We're fine. Got out of the oil. Okay, so yeah, still a really close race, despite the route divergence at the start. MadMega doing the traditional route, Itchy doing just fine with Yamato first. I actually want to say that Itchy's catching up. It's kind of hard to tell because, of course, all of these stages are, you know, they have different durations, and they're not doing the same route. But you know, we'll see once we're out of the 8 robot stages. Okay, so MadMega now in Yamato Man Stage. This is the stage that Itchy accidentally went to first, which rerouted the rest of his run. Luckily, Itchy did perfectly fine with the Buster strats, and in fact, most of this stage is Buster strats anyways. We only switched to Jet to take that shortcut. And Itchy in Blizzard Man Stage. Again with the ice physics, so it kind of requires a lot of A cancels for you to cancel your slide. I mean, it's fine to do turn cancels as long as you do your next input quickly after that, so you don't whip it back in the opposite direction. Alright, Itchy in the submarine room. We've seen a margarine death, we haven't seen butter yet. And he got 2 slices of butter, perfectly fine. It's possible to slide across that entire submarine before it goes to the top and comes close to the spikes. But to get it on the fastest cycle, it's really difficult. Okay, so MadMega's still holding a lead of about a boss fight. I'm not sure, but yeah, Itchy... Oh yeah, okay, so MadMega respected diaphragms in the Tomahawk fight. I didn't see him have to switch in the last stage. It still looks like Itchy is holding close despite everything. Okay, so let's see how MadMega performs his spike ceiling room in Man Stage. A lot of different strats you could go for. Oh, he messed up barrel jump, so he's not going to have a full charge for this guy, which means, will he get there in time? Yes, he's fine. If you don't want to have to go for super slide or pausing to reset the ceiling, you can just deboost. If you get there in time, just deboost on that guy. You'll be invulnerable from getting killed by the spikes, and honestly, personally, it's the easiest strat. That's what I do. I try to get a reverse deboost though. So MadMega using Jet to just skip these rooms. Since Itchy didn't have Jet when he came to this stage, he had to just climb all those ladders. But since the menus take so long, menuing to Jet and off of Jet, it's almost negligible what strat you do. Alright, Itchy in Man Stage. Killing these mini-bosses. There's 2 gorillas. That was the second one, as Itchy comes into the final room of Plant Man. It's a very long room, and it's definitely the most dangerous room of the stage. One of the most dangerous rooms of the game, of the run. And again, he will be switching to Buster so that he could safely open these platforms instead of going for what we call the platforms. The platform jumps. If you... Oh my god, that's just not fair. That is just not fair. So, that's one of the Mega Man 6 clips that we were talking about. Even if you jump seemingly far enough to land on the platform you're aiming for, Mega Man 6 could just push you off. And it's kind of dependent, it's pretty much dependent on your fall speed. If you have too much fall speed, it's more likely where that'll happen. But yeah, Mega Man 6 is just one of those games where you want to be a little extra cautious with your jump distance. You want to just put in a little more so that the game doesn't push you off and clip you like that. So, very unfortunate for Itchy. Taking a death in this room, even while going for the Buster strats, that sucks. Okay, so MadMega coming into his final Robot Master stage, Centaur Man. Not going for Miracle Jump, that's perfectly fine, waiting for the Metroid to fall from the sky before jumping over that little gap there, little pit. Yeah, and clipping in this game from those jumps is another reason why a lot of runners, or a lot of people, stray away from running this game. But it's just one of those quirks that you kind of have to be aware of and get used to. And there's definitely some jumps where it's more common than others, just because of the fall speed that you might have. Okay, MadMega getting across those spikes fine this time. But he really holds true to these Buster strats. Well past halfway of Centaur, still with Buster. Okay, so Itchy, out of plants. I didn't get to see how his plant fight went, but now he's in Tomahawk, which is his final Robot Master. So Mad Mega almost with a stage lead, but not quite. Definitely not out of Itchy's reach. There's still half of the game left, and a lot more places to die. A lot more Mega Man 6 physics to happen. Like, if you come from Mega Man 2, a lot of people know Mega Man 2. That's the most popular game, I think. I mean, not for me, but for the rest of the world. Like, Mega Man 2, Mega Man is so floaty. You jump and he feels so light. But in this game, he's like a rock. He just falls. It's a big transition if you come from one of the earlier Mega Man games to this. And unlike the other Mega Man games where you want to jump off ledges to maximize your fall speed, in this game, just sliding off the ledge gives you the quickest fall speed. So we don't even have to think about that. If you want to fall off of a ledge, slide off of it. Because your fall speed is, I think, already max speed once you slide off. Yeah, so Mega Man 6 is just really unique out of the series. I love it. A lot of people complain about it, but it's just, you know, it's just part of its charm. Okay, Itchy, please respect the iframes and get out of Robos. There we go. Alright, so, despite the deaths and the route, still going to be teleporting in the 20-minute mark, so... Wait. Yeah, that was a 59. Still in the 20-minute mark. So, actually not too far off from the earlier races. And Mad Mega doing X1. Pretty cool stage, how we use the Jet and Pow together to take that shortcut with the grasshoppers. And it's finally switching to Flame for the rounder fight. It's an interesting stage and an interesting boss fight. Pretty simple, but still quite a few places to lose time depending on what strat you go for. Okay, so we can see Itchy here going to that top platform to kill this cannon peller. He's actually struggling with it, even though that's the safe strat to go on that platform. Mad Mega didn't do that. We saw him fly right into the cannon's face and shoot him down and grab the ladder in the same flight. It's kind of tricky to do that because it is not easy to hover with Jet because you have to tap A. If you just hold A, you're gonna just go straight up and use up all your Jet and fall right down. So you have to stagger. You have to like stutter your A inputs to do a horizontal flight, and it's not easy. It's not a very graceful mode of transportation, but it gets the job done. And Itchy having a perfectly good, fine fight with Rounder. That's the safe fight where you just put the flame pillars on the ground and wall and allow him to walk into it, or slide into it, whatever. Ooh, Mad Mega having a good fight with the Power Piston. I don't think I saw a single miss. Nah, that's too good to be true. There had to have been some misses in there. Power Piston doesn't allow that. Alright, so Mad Mega really might be extending his lead now with how well X2 went. He is now in X3, which is the jet stage, so we're going to be using jet to traverse these long pits with the seesaws on top. And we're not going to bother adjusting the heights on these seesaws because we just want to keep going. Oh dear. Okay, I know exactly what happened there. He wanted to slide, but I guess his down input didn't work, so the game gave him a jump. Since the input for sliding is down plus A, it's very easy, very common, especially with my crappy controller, for the down input to just not work and for you to jump. And that's a very narrow spot for that to happen with spikes right above you. Perfect timing. Okay, and also that was right before the checkpoint of the stage. That's a huge time loss for Mad Mega. Definitely giving Itchy a chance to catch up here. And thank you, SpeedGaming5, for the raid. Welcome, everyone. We are watching the Mega Man 6 tournament race between Itchy the Kitty and MadMegaX. We're doing Game 3. This is the first match in the tournament that's gone to a Game 3, so this is a really hype match. We're getting close to the end of the run. We're here in X3, a very dangerous stage. Mad Mega took a death, allowing Itchy to catch up a bit. And please give our runners a follow. They're putting on a good show. And definitely got to support. Oh! Definitely got to support. Oh! Mad Mega taking too much damage from Matongar Z. He hits like a truck. Is that the saying? Or is it a train? He hits like something really hard. And if he... Oh no, Itchy! Itchy taking a death right at the boss gate. That's as bad as it could get, because now you have to go back to the mid checkpoint. And jetting is so slow. It's not a fast way of traveling horizontally. Might even be slower than walking. So that's definitely gonna hurt Itchy. And Mad Mega now in X4. This is objectively the hardest stage in the run. There's so many pits, there's so many enemies, and these enemies, like for instance Pete, the bird, it respawns. They just keep coming as long as they're on screen. So there's a lot of different strats using Night here. Using the Night Crusher to get past everything quickly. But it does require a lot of tricky slide cancels. Oh, Itchy takes a death to Matongar Z. He shouldn't have to worry about... Neither of our runners should have to worry about getting any game overs, because you get 4 free 1-ups in X1. Even if you don't want them, they're in the way. Okay, so Itchy doing it safe this time, just sticking to Buster. With Buster, you could just stay to the left. Why is he getting so close? With Buster, you could just stay to the left and just jump and shoot. Even if Matongar Z charges all the way to the left, he can't go all the way. Alright, Mad Mega coming into the final room of X4. This is another dangerous room. Look at all these places to die. You gotta take some really, some good D-boost there at the end to make sure you can get through jumping under that turret at the end there. If you don't D-boost and go for the jump, he will definitely just shoot you down. You need to be able to jump through his bullet or kill him, but that would be slower. Okay, I don't think he could take another contact damage, could he? We're fine. Failed D. Alright, Itchy coming through. X4. He might be playing things a little more risky now to make up some time. There's a lot of subtle things that you can do to speed up, but of course it's more risky. Okay, so Mr. X has revealed himself to be Dr. Wily. Some other old man that looks exactly like him. So now we're in Wily 1. This stage is the most vertical stage in the game. A lot of falling downwards, and you want to make sure you start jetting in this room so that you're moving. You slow down your fall speed enough so that you can get to the side here and get into this shortcut. It saves a good amount of time because it allows you to fall down even more. Whereas on the left side, you would have had to do some walking and jumping and jetting. And this is where those two paths converge. Okay, so for the remainder of the stage, you're just deboosting and then killing this last Cannon Joe. It's a really quick stage. Why? Okay. I guess he wants to save as much Yamato Spear for this boss fight. So the Mechasaurus fight is a very tricky fight. The hitbox is 4 pixels wide, and Yamato Spear travels at 6 pixels per something. So it's entirely possible for it to just go over the hitbox. And the hitbox is also right in between 2 invulnerable spots on his head. So not only do you have to get the you gotta get the placement vertically right, you gotta be horizontally in the right position so that Yamato actually interacts with the hitbox. 6 pixels per something. Hey, I'm not getting paid for this. But yeah, some other people can explain it a lot better than I can, of course, but you just need to know that Mechasaurus's head is the hitbox, and it's also not the hitbox. There you go. Yeah, so let's see how Itchy does it. If it's like... He'll probably do what he did in the last race, where you ride the platforms up. The platforms are RNG, by the way. He can choose to make you wait down there for a long time. Yeah, so if you ride it all the way to the top and put your back against the wall, that's a known safe position to fire your Yamato Spear and interact with the hitbox in the right way. Six pixels per frame. Thank you, Brett. I was gonna say 6 pixels per second. That's so slow. Okay, so Mad Mega a stage ahead at this point. He is starting Wily 3, while Itchy is in Wily 2. So Wily 3 is the refight stage. A lot of RNG-dependent fights coming up, but not enough for it to save Itchy at this point. Something really bad would have to happen for Itchy to make up the time difference at this point. So it's really Mad Mega's race to lose. And We're starting it off with the Blizzard Man Refights. This is one of the heaviest RNG fights as far as the Robot Masters go, because of those rolls right there. Every time he rolls, he's invulnerable. And the first roll, if he starts off with the roll, that's the worst one, because then he has to go all the way to the left. If he starts off with the snowflakes, you could start hitting him and intentionally take a D-boost so that you could get over to the right side, just in case he rolls next, so that he doesn't have to go all the way to the left. Okay, so as long as Mad Mega manages his ammo weapon, his ammo consumption properly, we should be fine on all of these Robot Masters, especially Tomahawk, since it's a exact ammo fight. I don't think Mad Mega ran out of ammo on any of the Robot Masters. Itchy did quite a few times. He did run out of Mad Mega did run out of ammo on Wily, but not on the Robot Masters, I think. And Windman is another exact ammo fight, so you want to be very careful not to fire too quickly. Make sure those iframes exhaust each time before you hit him again. Alright, and Centaur is another RNG boss because he can choose to teleport, just like that. Oh, and Mad Mega not quick enough to get him in iframes before the check. The boss always does a check to see the state of things, and if he's not in iframes, and if you're not in iframes, he might flash you. So as long as you hit him or take damage as soon as you can, you will never get flashed. Wait, what is happening? He's going to the top. Wait, but then he has to go down, and then jump back up to the middle one. Yeah, I don't know why he would do that. He didn't do that last race. Okay, Itchy, wait, did he just menu off of... Okay, no, he had plant. Okay, so he respected the iframes on Tomahawk. And he's respecting the iframes on Wind. There we go. Oh, he switched to the wrong weapon, so that's why he went to that teleport. Oh, okay, gotcha, that makes sense. Yeah, instead of switching back, since the menus takes long, he just went to the appropriate boss. Yeah, that makes sense. At least it wasn't like a weapon that was already used, something unneeded. Okay, so he's out of there. Looks like he's on pace for a high 37, maybe? Right? This takes 1 minute, right? No, it's a 38. And Itchy, I guess... Okay, he's on plant, so he only has Yamato left. Mad Mega did very well with his ammo consumption. He topped off his Tomahawk, so he's in good position to take down Wily. He has enough Tomahawk for all of the 3 cycles with 2 extra shots, so he can miss 2 shots and still have enough ammo for all 3 cycles. Let's see how this goes. Okay, misses 1 shot on the first phase. That's fine. He's still allowed to miss 1 more. Alright, very good. So we're coming down to Capsule, and time will be on the final hit of the Capsule. Wow, getting 3 hits on that first spawn, that's good. Alright, these 2 spawns sucked. Okay, there we go. 3803 from Mad Mega. GG's. He's gonna take game 3, and he's gonna take this set of races and move on to the next round. So congrats to Mad Mega. Let's switch over to Itchy's audio. Okay, so Itchy. I saw him miss one shot. I don't know if he missed anything prior to that, but it looks like he's still good on ammo. Yeah, he's fine. Alright, so you want to see these low spawns, and if it's not low, you want him to at least be on the right side. Uh-oh. He's low on ammo now. He's gonna have to switch to something. How's he on Night? Okay, he's just switching the Buster. He had enough Night. Okay. There we go. Low 39. Still sub 40. GG's to both of our runners. So that will move Mad Mega in the bracket onto round 3, where he will face either Papat.1, our world record holder, or Timelink. So we have yet to get Papat versus Timelink scheduled, but whoever wins that match is going to meet Mad Mega in round 3. And yeah, give our runners a follow. Definitely the most hype match of the tournament so far. We have another race. We're actually late for it. It was supposed to start 17 minutes ago. But we have another race with Asnel versus Shadow. Another round 2 race. So, oh, and I am commentating that as well. Sorry to inform you, I'll still be here.